Welcome to Activity 2.1. This is 2.1. Again, your book's a little confusing. This is Part 1B, and you should be on page 16. Again, you are going to explain a phenomenon. You should be able to fill in that box. This is going to be some important things for the test, so you want to make sure you have good notes because you're going to be able to use this on the test. And then you're going to have to be able to explain how does this help you understand the Earth in a distance past. And I'll help you with that at the end of this little talk. So we're looking at plant fossils, so it's right below animal fossils. So Edward Seuss was an Austrian geologist, an expert in studying the Alps. In 1824, he found these fern-like trees. Scientists think that the plants that fossilized were living on the Earth about 290 million years ago. Now Seuss called the tree Glossopteris because glossa in Greek means tongue. And he used this word because the tree grew to be approximately 12 feet tall and had thick, fleshy, tongue-like leaves. So more than 70 species of fossil related have been found related to Glossopteris. So if you can remember the mystery of the far-flung fossil, when you looked at trying to match up the different fossils, you should have noticed that for the Glossopteris, both early and the later one, that there was different types of plants because there was different species here. Now, these trees are deciduous, meaning they lose their leaves during cold seasons. Now, these plant fossils have only been found in certain locations on the Earth's continents, mainly in South America, India, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, and Madagascar. And it's thought that the climate there was, for these trees, was the climate that was needed for them to thrive was relatively temperate. So that's the key piece of information. Now let me scroll down so you can see the fossilized remains here. So South America, I can see. India, okay. Africa, okay. Australia, okay. Madagascar, okay. But Antarctica? What is Antarctica like today? Antarctica is frozen. Very few things live there. But it's not going to be relatively temperate. So there must have been some mistake. How could we have these deciduous trees that live in temperate climates be in Antarctica? And more importantly, how can we have such similar species? And here it says 70 species of fossils related to Glossopteris have been discovered. How could we find them all over the world? But the main thing is, how can we find them in Antarctica? So that's the evidence. That's the phenomenon. That's what we have. Now, how does this help me understand the Earth in a distance past? Well, maybe Antarctica is not where, or was once in a location. Okay, I'm getting tongue-tied here. Maybe Antarctica was not always where it is today. Maybe it was in a different location. Maybe Antarctica was much closer to the equator. And that would make sense. And it would also make sense if we go back to Wagner's Pangaea. It would make sense that if all of these, and you created Pangaea, if Pangaea truly existed, all of these places were really, really close together. So it would make sense that you'd have the same species, the same types of plants, all located in one area. You didn't find them all over the world in North America and Europe and Asia. No, you found them in these places. And when you put Pangaea together, in fact, we just put the southern part of Pangaea together, all these places were connected. They were together. So that would make sense that you would find this fossil evidence in all these locations. And that that location was much closer to the equator because Antarctica is not a temperate climate today.